In the depths of the Sinister Mansion, hidden away from prying eyes, lived the reclusive millionaire, Victor Sinclair, and his secret son, Alexander, a monstrous creature with a hunger for human flesh. The estate itself exuded an eerie aura, with its decrepit hallways and dimly lit rooms that whispered tales of dark secrets and unspeakable horrors. As Alexander's insatiable appetite grew stronger, his monstrous urges began to consume him. The mansion staff, driven by fear and the sinister influence of their master, turned a blind eye to the unspeakable acts that took place within its walls. The echoes of agonized screams and the pungent stench of decay permeated the air, a haunting reminder of the depths of darkness that resided within. Alexander's disfigured visage had transformed into something far more grotesque, a twisted, monstrous form that bore no resemblance to anything human. His teeth grew sharper, his claws elongated, and his skin took on a sickly pallor. Each night, he prowled the hallways, a demonic figure of terror, hunting for victims to satiate his ravenous hunger. Within the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, a sense of dread gripped the few remaining staff members who hadn't succumbed to their own primal fears. Their trembling hands clutched crucifixes and whispered desperate prayers as they desperately tried to evade Alexander's notice, knowing that crossing his path would seal their gruesome fate. One stormy night, as lightning crackled across the sky and the howling wind echoed through the mansion's crumbling halls, a group of unsuspecting guests arrived at Victor Sinclair's doorstep. Drawn to the allure of his opulent parties and the promise of wealth, they were unknowingly stepping into a living nightmare. As the guests mingled in the grand ballroom, their laughter and merriment soon turned to terror as they stumbled upon the blood-soaked remnants of Alexander's previous feast. The atmosphere grew thick with dread, and panic set in as they realized they were trapped within the mansion's sinister embrace. One by one, the guests fell victim to Alexander's insatiable hunger. Their pleas one by one, the guests fell victim to Alexander's insatiable hunger. Their pleas for mercy were met with sadistic delight as he tore into their flesh, relishing in their screams of agony. The walls of the mansion seemed to close in, the air growing heavy with the stench of death and the anguished echoes of their final moments. Amidst the chaos and carnage, a glimmer of hope emerged. Lucia, a resilient and courageous guest, refused to succumb to the paralyzing fear that gripped the others. Armed with a determination to survive, she rallied those still alive, leading them through the mansion's twisted corridors, desperately seeking an escape from the clutches of the monstrous air. But the mansion itself seemed to conspire against them, its dark magic twisting and warping the halls, leading them deeper into the heart of the nightmare. Each step they took brought them A grotesque smile spread across his twisted face, his eyes burning with an insatiable hunger. In a desperate last stand, Lucia and the survivors fought for their lives, their screams blending with the agonized wails of those who had met a grisly end before them. The mansion shook with the force of their struggle, the very foundations trembling under the weight of the unspeakable evil that dwelled within. Ultimately, it was Lucia's unwavering determination and a stroke of luck that turned the tide. As the clock struck midnight, a bolt of lightning struck the mansion, its powerful surge unleashing a surge of supernatural energy that coursed through Alexander's monstrous form. In a blinding flash, he was consumed by the very darkness he had embodied. With Alexander defeated, the mansion began to crumble around them, its malevolent hold over their lives finally shattered. Lucia and the survivors stumbled out into the cold night, gasping for breath as they witnessed the once dreaded mansion collapse into ruins, forever sealing away the horrors that had plagued it. Haunted by the memories of that night, Lucia and the survivors went their separate ways, forever scarred by the unspeakable terrors they had endured. The mansion became a place of whispered legends, a cautionary tale passed down through generations, warning of the dangers that lurked within the darkest corners of the human soul.